What if I told you that the ultimate symbol of eternal love is actually the greatest marketing scam ever constructed? For over a century, you've been told a lie. You've been told that diamonds are incredibly rare, universally precious, and the only acceptable way to propose to the love of your life. But behind the sparkling glass windows of the world's luxury jewelry stores lies a cutthroat story of corporate warfare, manufactured scarcity, and a ruthless cartel that successfully brainwashed the entire human race. In today's video, we are pulling back the curtain on De Beers, the shadow empire that controlled 90% of the world's diamonds, artificially fixed global prices, and invented a psychological illusion so powerful you probably bought into it yourself. Welcome to the dark history of the Diamond Cartel. To understand the scam, we have to go back to 1867. Before this year, diamonds were actually rare. They were found occasionally in a few riverbeds in India and the jungles of Brazil. Only kings, queens, and the ultra-wealthy could afford them. But then, everything changed. A massive reserve of diamonds was discovered near the Orange River in South Africa. Suddenly, diamonds weren't rare anymore. They were being pulled out of the dirt by the bucketful. The British financiers who flooded into South Africa realized a terrifying economic truth. If anyone could just go dig up a diamond, diamonds would become worthless. They would be no more valuable than common crystals. Rhodes was a man of ruthless ambition. He realized that the only way to keep diamonds valuable was to make sure no one else could sell them. By 1888, using aggressive corporate buyouts, intimidation, and massive financial backing, Rhodes bought out every single mining competitor in South Africa. He merged them into a single, terrifying entity, the De Beers Consolidated Mines. By the time he was done, one single company owned every single diamond mine in the country. And because South Africa produced nearly all of the world's diamonds at the time, De Beers now controlled the entire global supply. With total monopoly power, De Beers did something brilliant and deeply sinister. They intentionally slowed down production. Even though they could harvest millions of carats a year, they only released a tiny fraction of diamonds into the market. They created a permanent illusion of scarcity. If global demand dropped, De Beers simply shut down mines or locked diamonds away in secret vaults in London to force prices back up. They decided exactly how many diamonds the world was allowed to have, and they decided exactly what the world would pay for them. If a rogue miner tried to sell diamonds outside of their system, De Beers would flood the market with their own massive reserves at dirt-cheap prices, bankrupting the competitor instantly before buying them out for pennies on the dollar. But controlling the supply was only half the battle. In the 1930s, the Great Depression hit. People were struggling to buy bread. Nobody was buying luxury rocks. De Beers faced a massive crisis. The monopoly was drowning in inventory. To survive, they needed to change not just how diamonds were sold, but how the human mind perceived them. In 1938, Harry Oppenheimer, the new head of De Beers, flew to New York City. He met with N.W. Ayer, one of the most powerful advertising agencies in American history. The goal was simple, yet wildly ambitious. Link diamonds to the concept of romantic love. In 1947, a copywriter named Frances Garrity wrote 4 words that would change the world forever. A diamond is forever. Think about the genius of this phrase. if a diamond is forever, you can never sell it. Why? Because selling your engagement ring would mean selling your love. By convincing the public that diamonds should never be resold, De Beers successfully blocked a used diamond market from ever forming. This meant everyday people would never compete with the cartel. Next, they targeted Hollywood. De Beers gave free diamonds to movie stars for high-profile events. They pressured screenwriters to include scenes in movies where a man drops to one knee with a massive sparkling rock. They even created a massive PR campaign targeted at young men, establishing a brand new social rule. A real man should spend 2 months' salary on an engagement ring. There was no historical tradition for this. There was no religious law. It was purely an aggressive, calculated marketing campaign, and it worked flawlessly. Within 3 decades, diamond sales in the United States skyrocketed by nearly 4,000%. For over a century, the De Beers cartel held the world in a chokehold. But no empire lasts forever. In the late 20th and early 21st centuries, massive new diamond mines were discovered in Russia, Canada, and Australia. These countries refused to let De Beers control them. At the same time, severe anti-monopoly laws in the US and Europe forced De Beers to dismantle its price-fixing system. Today, De Beers' market share has plummeted from 90% down to roughly 30%. And now, they face an even greater threat: lab-grown diamonds. Scientists can now grow diamonds in a matter of weeks that are chemically, physically, and visually identical to mined diamonds, at a fraction of the cost. The illusion of scarcity is officially dead. Yet, despite the cartel losing its grip, the psychological programming remains. Millions of people still walk into jewelry stores every day, ready to trade thousands of dollars of hard-earned cash for a stone whose value was entirely made up in a corporate boardroom. The Diamond Cartel may have lost the monopoly, but they won the human mind. If you want to discover how other global empires control the world from the shadows, hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you in the next documentary.